of Biggest Loser. The third episode is brought to you by Biggest Loser Resort. So this week we had a lot more workouts. You got to see a lot more about the contestants. And we also had the same format where they had a midweek weigh-in. And the yellow line was right in the middle of all of the contestants. Some of the crazy things that happened this episode that really stood out to me was you had both Tina and Lisa suggesting that maybe they could do this at home. Now, while week 2 comes around, you're gaining a little bit of confidence, but the reality is everyone is really seeing the true colors of other people in the house. And it can be lonely, frustrating, it can be isolating, it can be infuriating sometimes. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that you don't think about, but think of yourself put in a house with 15 other strangers. You've got to share kitchen space, you've got to share bedrooms, you've got to share so many things that it truly is challenging just to get along with those personalities. Not to mention that you're doing the hardest thing you've ever done in your entire life. You're working out 8 to 10 hours a day, and you're, changing your body. You're detoxing from all the crap you were putting in your body. All of that going on. A lot of people would think, maybe I should go home. But the reality is, as time sets in, you really realize why you're there, the valuable lesson you're learning. And while I know that a lot of people out in America, in the audience watching, get super upset when people say they want to go home, I can understand where the contestants are at, but at the same time I understand how frustrating it is when so many people try out, and to hear someone say they want to go home after being there, you just think, why in the heck? That could have been my spot. Totally get it. So it really, really is shocking when the episode goes on and you see them working out and people really realizing that they do want to be there and why they're there and they're fighting for it, and they go through the challenges and they'll weigh in again. All of the women are on the bottom, and even though Jillian had a pep talk with them and she was like, hey, let's bring it around, let's girls kick butt, it apparently didn't do much. And the reality is just the guys can lose some of the bigger numbers, and even though you saw smaller numbers even for a second week loss, they were still pulling out on top. You saw some alliances form, which alliances are very interesting. They can help you in some situations, but if others find out that you have an alliance, it can hurt you, because once you're below that yellow line, you're not coming back. So that's something that they've really got to be careful with. Some people are in it to play the game, and some people aren't. I thought it was really interesting that Brendan, who's part of an alliance, automatically thought that other people should have alliances and were playing the game. Sometimes people are truly playing with their heart, and that's really what I saw Adam's decision was. I saw him seeing his mother in Aaron and wanting him to fight for his child, and that's how he wanted his mother to do for him, and he didn't have that. So I really saw that that was a decision from the heart, but Brendan, the game player, automatically thought it was gameplay, and you'll see that a lot. The game players will always think that somebody else is playing the game. But, as Bob and Jillian have always said, playing the game, you gain the weight back. So I really hope they can get their heads on straight and see past the game and really see that this is about their health and nothing else. So if they can get there, I'll be happy. I never like to see a game player because it is about your life and about your health, but hey, game players make it to the end sometimes. But I wish everyone the best. And then this week, we had Tina and Lisa below the yellow line, and that was just completely ironic, especially considering they had both said earlier in the week they wanted to go home. They had both changed their minds. But I think for Tina, having already had last week someone sent home in her place and then the next day having regrets, there was no way they weren't going to send her home. I do feel bad thinking about Allie at home watching that episode, knowing that she could still be there fighting for her place on the ranch, and I have to say, I think I'm still a little ticked off from last week because of that, and seeing that she didn't have the support. And Tina went home, had the support of her daughter, and they both looked phenomenal and have done well, which is great. So you never know what's going to happen. You never know what's up next week, but I'm really excited as this season is shaping up to see what's happening. But 2 women have gone home, and no guys have been below the yellow line, so it's going to be a really interesting season. So I'll see you guys next week. Don't forget to join me for Twitter Party. I'm tweeting and Facebooking all during the episodes. Stay tuned for my next week recap. See you then. Bye.